Podketeers.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Well,
Well,
I'm
good.
well.
That's good.
Oh.
Well done.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm
So
cooked.
you're a little crispy?
as the kids say.
I don't think that's a good thing.
I know it's bad. I'm cooked.
Yeah, that's not good. Super crispy, I guess.
You want to be doing the cooking, not be the cooked cooking.
Yeah.
Be the cooking. I learned that on Instagram.
Big difference.
Cause I'm an old man.
An old fogey.
Listen here, Sonny.
Sonny.
So, what you have to understand is that cooking is good,
Add a little whistle to it as you're talking.
but being cooked is bad. So what you're saying is,
Yeah. I don't know why, but your talk of all this like extra your crispiness and being cooked and stuff made me think of the popcorn shrimp that I used to get at we used to have like a farmer's market thing at work when we were still in the office, and so like every Wednesday we would have like different food booths.
Okay.
And one of them was this like it was Korean popcorn chicken, I want to say.
Oh.
I don't
chicken
remember.
or shrimp?
No, it was popcorn chicken. It was
okay.
basically like extra crispy, like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to add like 5 spice to it, and like it was like super crispy and spicy. And
We
it
should
was
have told everybody to
delicious.
grab a snack.
Man, I miss that chicken. There's several things that I miss about being in the office when I was still going in. That's one of them.
Yeah.
That's one of them. But I got a place down the street that sells it, so I guess I can kind of go anytime and get
Yeah,
some.
you just call them up, say, prepare some chicken. I'll be there to pick it up.
The great thing about, like, I actually could too, and the great thing about the place where I would get it that's close by is that it's also one of those places that makes... Have you ever seen the milkshakes that they throw, like, cereals and all that
Put a
stuff
piece of
into
cake
it?
on top.
Like a piece of cake on top?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those places where they have, like, all those, like, gourmet
Right.
milkshakes and stuff, so it's, that would be a...
It's like a milkshake version of a Bloody Mary.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, sure.
You know how the Bloody Mary, it's like you have the Bloody Mary that has like a hamburger on top?
I've never
Like,
seen
it's like,
that.
here's a skewer with a pickle and then a skewer with like a slider. Look at,
What?
you've never
I've-
seen these like crazy,
I've never
like,
seen that. All right, hold on.
Usually it just has, like,
just look up
Like
crazy
an
Bloody
vegetables.
Mary.
olive or like
A piece of fried chicken.
I've only ever seen a Bloody Mary with either olives or a celery stalk. Like,
Yes,
the
that's what I
celery
meant,
one
vegetables.
is usually the most popular one. I've never seen. Oh my god, what is happening here? Oh, this is.
I'm like, this one's got a
I
pizza
wanna
coming
say
out
it's
of it.
gross, but I'm kind of on board with this.
I found one that has a whole like turkey club sandwich and a whole personal sized pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly share this.
a bunch of
Because
onion
it is-
rings.
This is
That's
it's got
good,
like an
actually, 'cause then
asparagus
you won't
stalk.
get-
80
It's got, like,
pickles.
shrimp on the bobby. Here, let me.
That's a full balanced meal.
Look at this right here. I don't know where this is from. I don't know what
Wow.
restaurant or anything.
An
this
asparagus, how
is, but
fancy.
I know it's got like. It's got so much going on here. This is ridiculous. I had no idea this was a thing.
Look up crazy. I looked up crazy Bloody Marys, and this like there's
Alright,
this one's got a pizza. This one has a like a chicken
whoa.
wings and like a brownie with whipped cream.
Look at this one.
Yeah, that's the one with the brownie. There you go. If you're
Oh,
listening,
oh.
it has like a pickle and then
Good
let's see
gravy.
a slider and
Actually,
then
it's missing the gravy.
and then what do we think's below the slider at the top? I can't tell. It looks like a pretzel or
donut?
a donut.
It's
There's
either a
chicken
donut or a
wings.
bagel.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
the
a
top of another
hamburger.
burger. It's the bun of another burger.
And then like
gross.
drumsticks, and then down here on the bottom
There's like
left,
a
there's
hot dog, like a chili dog.
yeah,
or
that's a
something down
chili
there.
dog, and then there's a brownie. with a...
This is so gross.
That's too
I want to
much.
taste this.
All balanced on
Just
top
have 'em
of
on sides.
a
Put 'em on
Bloody
plate.
Mary.
Oh,
Which-
wait a second.
Did you find the one with the pizza?
I want
Oh.
this one. This is called the Surf and Turf Mary. Look at this. Look at those pieces of steak.
Steak, and then
Oh,
look,
no.
they
Shrimp.
made the sandwich look like a face with the tongue sticking out on the left.
Yeah, I like this. Like a little
No.
Muppet almost.
Yeah.
No, that. I would like my steak.
Not
On
in
a
a
plate.
glass.
I don't know. Listen,
No.
I don't drink anymore, so I would probably have to figure out how to get this without the alcohol. but-
Clamato.
Yeah. But I'm willing to try something like this for science.
So see what I'm saying about like it's like the milkshake version of this.
This is ridiculous.
That's a lot.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But I still want the crispy popcorn chicken.
Yeah, well maybe you could stick it on some
It's too
skewers and
late
put it
today,
inside a
but-
Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I'll get some chicken wings and
And a
bun everything and
hamburger.
just like shove it all into a cup. That's craziness. Hey, so did you watch the big game last week?
I was at a show. I was working.
Oh,
So
right.
no.
Mel,
Did I
you?
watch the game? No. Did I watch the middle part? Yes.
The halftime
Yeah.
That's all that
show.
mattered.
It was basically I'm sure there was a lot of people wondering why there was football during a Bad Bunny concert.
Right?
Patriots got like creamed, I heard.
Oh, I
yeah,
love that for them.
I do love that for them. I'm not a big fan of the Patriots,
No.
so
Same.
you know.
West Coast, best coast, baby.
I mean, I'm not even honestly. I don't know if I've ever told you the story. I'm not a huge football fan. in
I don't
general.
care about football,
But-
but the Seahawks are on the West Coast, so I'm making a
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that the Seahawks won. I know a lot of people that are like Rams fans and Raiders fans from when they were either in Oakland or like LA or whatever, right? I know Chargers fans, and I'm not a big football guy. Like if it's on and I'm somewhere that is playing the game, like I'll watch it. I'll like
Yeah.
just hang out and watch
Sure.
it, whatever. But
you
I'm
understand
not
how
gonna go
football
out of
works.
my way to go watch the foosball game, right?
right.
Same.
Agreed.
I'll make an exception for things like this superb owl thing,
right.
because especially before, the commercials were always a really big thing, and this year obviously I had the added incentive of potentially getting something for Conformity Gate, which ask me how that went.
Way to go, Heyzen.
Uh-oh.
We got nothing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and again, I was gonna be okay if nothing happened, but I also wasn't paying much attention because I was also editing last week's episode
Yeah.
during the game, so it was kind of
So,
playing on the
yeah.
side. So I was kind of happy that it was available. But because I'm not a big football fan, like I didn't grow up with like the Raiders and all that stuff, and here in Southern California, for a large part of my adolescent life, K-Rock was really big, and it still is. I mean, I think it's made a little bit of a comeback now that
Yeah.
that it was resold back to people that actually care about the station. There was a personality on there named Ralph Garman who's gone on to do like character voices for like Family Guy, and he was on the Joe Schmo show and all sorts
Made
of other
those
stuff.
GPSs.
Yeah. no, he does not do GPSs.
Oh,
That's,
he's not the
the other
not
guy.
the,
That's
oh,
that's the
different
other
Garmin.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's his brother Peter Garman.
Oh, I see.
And so Ralph is from Philly, and he would always annoy Kevin and Bean, really the entire morning crew, by talking about the Eagles and breaking into the Eagles fight song, like "Fly, Eagles, fly." And because he would always do that, I would always laugh at those segments, and I just kind of picked up on the Eagles, and the Eagles kind
Sure.
of became my de facto team because
Sure.
I was a fan of Ralph's. And like 20 years later, I still kind of claim the Eagles as
Sure.
my
That's
team
fine.
now. And people always wonder, like, well, you're not from Philly. I'm like, no,
So?
but, and then I tell them the story, and then it kind of makes sense to them. But, if the Eagles don't make it anywhere, then I really don't care.
Right.
Like the time they were at the Super Bowl, I cared a little bit more. I was like, whoa, that's my team. Like, I should actually care. I should actually
The team I
watch,
say
right?
is my team.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I paid a little more attention at that point and stuff. But yeah, this last week, it was great to see a little bit of football at the Bad Bunny concert. It was fantastic. I found out that the wedding that happened during the show was a legit wedding.
And
Yeah.
the grass was people.
The grass was people.
And there was a proposal as well.
Was it not
Was
the
that
wedding
was
one?
that a separate
Were they
something?
two separate things? I thought it was
It's two
connected.
separate
Like it was
things.
telling the story.
Oh, I thought it was the same
So you know
people.
how like he starts in the oh my god, in the sugarcane field,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and he goes through the businesses, the small businesses.
Yeah.
He takes a ring, he quickly turns, gives it to the guy, and the guy proposes to his
right.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's
I
not the
thought it was
same
the
people
same
that got
couple that
married
Oh
ended
at
no
the
no 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 no!
time.
It's two separate
Oh.
things.
That's what I
Oh,
assumed.
okay.
It was just like a storyline that was like a through line.
That's cool. I did like when he gave the little boy the Grammy. I
Oh
thought
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Mandalorian was there.
Yeah, there was a lot. I think he was there. Jessica Alba was there. It was crazy seeing Ricky Martin sing again. Like I haven't seen Ricky Martin in like 15 years at this
And
point.
he still looks good. Like that's how you want to age. For
I mean,
reals.
if I could age as gracefully as he did,
Right?
like I would be all for it because he
I think
still looks like he's 20 years younger.
I think it's too late for us, Heyzen.
Damn it.
Whatever.
Damn it. I should have moisturized more.
Yeah. Stay out of the sun. Drink
Should've
more water.
moisturized more. The Lady Gaga segment was
Yeah.
pretty interesting, especially with all the commentary, all of the history of Puerto Rico, and just all of the calls to the community in New York as well.
Mhm.
Like the lady that he went to get a shot from, I learned later, is a vendor from a small section of New York that has a very heavy Puerto Rican population. I believe her name is Doña Toñita.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like I think her story is that there's been many times where corporations have wanted to purchase her land to basically build something else, and she's always resisted, and so she's become this like hero of the community for
Yeah.
resisting like the capitalistic urge to sell, which I think is super cool. The callbacks to all the hurricane problems that they've had, and
Yep.
it was a fantastic show.
Well, and also like the return of like in my little neck of the woods. I didn't get a chance. I watched it after the fact, on YouTube. But the like, if you think about a lot of the Super Bowl like halftime shows in recent history, has been very like lighting heavy. Like bunch of haze and a bunch of moving lights going all over the place. This was very scenically heavy. Like there was
Yeah.
a house and all this stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was like a little mini play like that was going on the whole time. It's like I do both set and lights for professionally, like I'm a whatever professional, whatever you want to call it. People pay me to do it. But it's just another thing of like, you don't see that kind of like set design in that kind of setting. I mean, you go back kind of to the thing that I think of as like the last biggest like scenically with like a bunch of scenic stuff, which is always in my mind anyway, is the Indiana Jones halftime show where there's a whole big like temple and all this stuff and spikes and fire and all this stuff, and then it's mostly from there been like basically a concert. There's like a big stage, which is like a set piece, but it's mostly just like an intricate looking stage.
Yeah.
I think Katy Perry had didn't she have like the big lion or something? Was that hers?
I don't even remember.
I
Man,
remember there was a
I don't
couple
know.
of some things, but this is really the like biggest like set and scenery thing. And I had read something about the reason that the people were the grass was because they're limited on how many wagons they can have
How many
on the
wheels
field.
can destroy the field?
Right.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to like have all this scenery. They're like, well, we'll just make it people then.
Yeah.
And so
It works.
Which, by the way, makes more sense now. I don't think I talked about it on the podcast, but one of the people that I was following for the whole conformity gate thing, they're like, there's this really weird post about needing people that are a specific size, and we think it's going to be people dressed as demogorgons. I'm like, it could be.
Jeez.
And then it turned out to be a bunch of people dressed as grass instead.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, the way that they produced the entire thing was super, super good. The timing everything, because there was certain things that were pre-recorded. Like, you could tell in the frame rate that would, like, there was like one scene where he's on top of either one of the casitas.
Is this the fall
and then he
or whatever?
falls through. Yeah. The fall through was a cutscene. Like, that was something they played on the screen and they like swapped to, because when he walked out, obviously he didn't have all the like the dust and stuff on him that he was dusting off of himself when he walks out of that scene. And
I think it was like it was actually, I think in person, it's like an elevator or something that just brought him down.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
But I'm sure that piece that we saw on TV, they played like on the screen.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the stadium
on
to kind of continue the story, right?
Sure.
So the choreography for this, man, whoever
Well done.
helped produce it, they deserve an award for that alone, because choreographing that entire thing, I saw Kendrick's last year, right?
Yeah.
And Kendrick's was very well organized and very well choreographed as well. But this had so much motion and so many elements that if you watch it again, you catch all these little things in the background with the kids playing and the families like taking shots, and you see the happiness and you see just the overwhelming joy in everyone's faces throughout the entire performance. The signs, or like the marquees in the back where he's like, love is stronger than hate, stuff like that. It was so well produced, man.
Well, and it kind of reminds me of those, like, you ever watch those like behind the scene videos of like the oneer shots, like from different movies, where it's like the single take and then they like are switching the scenery. It's like kind of like that, where it's like most of it was one camera that was like walking in front of him the whole time. And so there's videos of people like the crew and all this stuff are like, they're going crazy. They're doing all this stuff backwards and everything. But, camera person is holding the camera walking backwards, and there's just another person basically walking forwards for them, like trailing. So,
it's
don't
craziness.
fall, turn here, do all this stuff. It's a crazy production. And to do all that in the short amount of time they had was fantastic and amazing. I mean, they have to set it up in a commercial break, like get all this out there in a commercial break and go.
And they just had like it's just, they used every inch, everything you could think of. Like, nothing was wasted. And even up until like the very end, like how they were exiting, like that was just seeing all the different flags, all the countries being like called out. It just felt like I wanted to cry, because it was just beautiful just to see all the love and representation, and just it was pretty neat.
Apparently it broke all sorts of records.
It sure
most
did.
watched Super Bowl or halftime show. There was a meme going around. It says Bad Bunny. It says, according to Next Gen Stats, Bad Bunny traveled approximately 124.4 yards while holding a football during the
Oh, yeah.
halftime performance. This distance notably exceeded the 79 total rushing yards recorded by the New England Patriots in the actual game.
So he won the Super Bowl.
He did the most yards.
Oh, that's crazy. Hey, speaking of which, after the game, there was an announcement by ESPN. As a matter of fact, looks like Disney is going to have a much larger presence. I have a video. Let me quickly share this. We'll play it and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. I have an article here, but this was part of the announcement.
Won the Super Bowl. What are you doing next? I'm gonna
Bunch
go
of
to
old
Disney World.
footage. Buzz and Woody. Footage from Toy Story 4.
Prepare to jump to hyperspace.
Darth Vader. If you couldn't tell, Iron Man.
I'll see you at the game.
Frozen. Up.
Be on your best behavior.
Peyton Manning for some reason.
And
Stitch.
Eli.
Bluey. Percy Jackson. Wolverine. Deadpool.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Some guy I don't know. Mickey Mouse. Sports guys. Mandalorian. Abbott Elementary. The
Chelsea,
Muppets.
Travis's brother.
I don't care about
Jason.
them. Star Wars. The Simpsons. Maui. Lightning McQueen. Oh, well, they're all mixed up. Mater.
And the Duck
Duck?
Blimp. So, ESPN is going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Disney is going to, again, have a much larger presence next year. I have an article that they posted a couple days ago, as a matter of fact, over on the Walt Disney Company website. It says ESPN and Disney launched the We're Going campaign. It's the first campaign for ESPN's inaugural Super Bowl. So it looks like the Super Bowl is going to be on ESPN and
Oh,
ABC.
interesting.
So the article reads, following Sunday Super Bowl 60, ESPN and Disney unveiled We're Going, a high-energy, fast-paced, cameo-filled marketing campaign for ESPN's inaugural Super Bowl set for February 2027. The spot, which debuted on Good Morning America Monday, reimagines the I'm Going to Disney World Super Bowl tradition through a modern lens, bringing together more than 60 iconic characters from across the worlds of Disney, all in their familiar worlds and settings, united by a single destination, Super Bowl 61. There's a lot more to the article, but it basically goes on to recap all of the characters that we saw as
Yeah.
part of the video that we just
I said most of them.
watched. Yeah. This is cool. A lot of the Super Bowls have been either on NBC, CBS. I think at one point it was on Fox.
I mean, I know they've had
correctly.
football on
Probably.
Fox. I don't know.
Yeah, but looks like it's going to ESPN. I don't know. I didn't see it as part of the article, but I don't know if this is part of a long-term contract where the Super Bowl is going to be on ESPN for X amount of years.
Right.
But next year it's going to ESPN. So will it be on Disney Plus? I guess if you have ESPN as part of your package, you'll see it.
Ugh.
It looks like that, and I have this article up from ESPN, and it says they're doing something called Year of the Super Bowl. So they're going to be basically promoting this from now until the Super Bowl.
That's Disney, all right.
Okay.
Yep, the Year of the Billion Dreams, Year of the Super Bowl.
See, and that's why we got away with celebrating 10 years for 2
Yep.
years.
Yep.
We're the first ever 24/7 sports network to ever hold the rights to broadcast the Super Bowl. They see it as not only an opportunity but a responsibility. Other kind of let's see. I scored a touchdown, which will spot like 61 players who have scored the biggest game of the year. Okay, so they're gonna like cover like touchdowns from Super Bowls. Like they're doing a bunch of programming on ESPN that's like related to the Super Bowl in general, like throughout the year leading up to the Super Bowl. It says, across our platform screens and parks, we'll build momentum throughout the year towards Super Bowl 61, a monumental event for sports fans everywhere and for ESPN. So I don't know how they're going to do this at the parks. Hopefully D23 has learned from their mistake at the last expo of not having such a big ESPN booth. I don't know if everybody else remembers the ESPN booth was like this big giant just red square in the middle that had 0 people in.
Because they had nothing.
It was just like a counter. You went up to the counter and I don't know, watched some football. I don't know. It was just stupid.
It was a great resting spot.
Yeah, there's room for you to kind of hang out.
They had some couches and stuff you could just chill at. I thought that was kind of nice.
I'm confused because they're announcing this, right?
Yeah.
All this about ESPN, but the building itself is
vacant.
Yeah. So if they were to be smart, they could bring it back. Huh?
Do they still have a shop on the first floor, or is it still 100% vacant?
What building's
not sure.
vacant?
It was supposed to be
ESPN
Lululemon.
Downtown Disney.
Oh, at Downtown Disney. Well,
Yeah.
did it get knocked down?
No, I don't think
Did it
so.
get knocked down?
I think
I
it's
don't
just
know.
emptied out. I haven't kept up, but if they're smart, they'll bring it back because, hey, they have screens and stuff inside and outside. If you want to go ahead and promote, this is the time to do it. Easy money.
I don't know how much I want to take the word. Oh, wait, here it goes. This is from the Daily News.
I don't know. It looks like a lot of it. Yeah, go ahead.
If
Sorry.
you want to believe the Google AI overview, it says that the former Espen Zone building in downtown Disney, which closed in 2018, is being redeveloped into a new multi-tenant retail space. The building is undergoing a significant exterior and interior remodel to be divided into 3 separate storefronts. Lululemon opened a new location as part of the building in late 2025. So it's going to be a mini mall. Tiny mall.
Interesting.
Which I'm like, please reconsider that, especially if you're doing this.
Well,
heavy
I think it's
promotion.
already, let's see. Permit reveals plans for former ESPN Zone building. This is from 2 years ago, so who cares?
Well, there you go.
But yeah, stuff's happening. Who knows?
Interesting. I had no idea that was happening.
Well, now we know.
Yeah. So that's exciting, I guess. Especially if you love Disney, you love football. You're gonna get a little both worlds. You're gonna get it over on ESPN, which is great, I think, because especially with the move over to streaming services, I don't know about you, but the times that it's been like, let's say on CBS, that I didn't have Paramount or anything like that. Like I would have had to have purchased like rabbit ears just to watch it locally, which is how it was available in most areas. But I have Disney Plus. I don't have the ESPN package again because not a big sports guy.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they'll just make it a part of what's available to watch on ESPN, or I'm sorry, on Disney Plus, to entice you to get ESPN. If Disney's smart, they'll let it play on regular Disney Plus for people that don't have ESPN.
Right.
I think it would act as a good way to attract more people to use it, and more people would just be happy that they have the ability to watch it.
Right.
The reason I was laughing was on this ESPN tab that I brought up. There's a forum post from 14 years ago. ESPN Zone leaving downtown Disney with 3 question marks.
Wow.
So that was 20. Rumors started in 2012. It didn't close till 2018. But then people are like, I hope not. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't order that cheesesteak anymore.
Did you ever try the cheesesteak there?
No, I don't know if I ever ate there.
I never ate there. I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I heard a lot of people actually say that, like, they really like the cheesesteak. I never once ate there. I went into the building a few times, like to meet up with people, but I never actually ate anything there. I ate at the Rainforest Cafe though.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
I ate
like
at the
randomly
Rainforest
had,
Cafe
like,
a couple times.
appetizers there, like during a game or something.
Mhm.
At the Espen Zone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there you go. Fallen, but never forgotten.
yeah. Rainforest Cafe, we miss you.
There's only one left in California, I guess.
I think it's in Ontario, at the Ontario Mills Mall. That's the last one that actually still has like a working restaurant and
In
everything.
California,
in
yeah.
California, yeah.
There's like, there's one that has like a ride in it.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I think it's in Texas or something. There's a Rainforest Cafe that has like a river rapids ride.
Huh.
Oh.
It's supposedly just like all the Rainforest Cafes, like not kept up and bad, but it has like a river ride in one of the Rainforest Cafes.
But in its glory days, wow, I would have paid
Right.
to do that.
Yeah. There's a creator that I follow on YouTube. His name is Eddie Burback. He made a video about going to all of the Rainforest Cafes that were still open to eat at all of them.
Sure.
It was a funny video.
And he got food poisoning.
Hey, you never know. You never know when it's gonna hit, right? I think he did feel sick after one of them, but I don't
Oh,
remember
no.
if it was because he got food poisoning or because he ate too much.
Oh.
Oh,
But yeah,
both are
it
bad.
was several years ago that he made the video. I don't remember everything about it, but yeah, he made the trek to all of them.
Nice.
Okay. Before we move on, I'm going to take a quick moment to thank a very special group of listeners and viewers known as the FGP Squad. Our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. On that page, you'll find some information about the FGP Squad, some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon. But in short, being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks like access to additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon, random giveaways, discount codes on new Podketeers gear, and more. So if you're interested, head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Since we're talking about links, this is a great time for me to tell you about podketeers.com/links. Why? Because on that page, you're going to find all sorts of good stuff like our latest episode, the Quizneyland playlist. You'll find information about the FGP Squad, of course. You'll find a link to our Discord community. If you're not a member, we'd love to have you there. We have links to any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Teamboat Willie, a link to our YouTube channel, a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist, and we also use that as a resource page. So if we're trying to help promote anything, like last year when the fires were happening in California, we had some resources that you could use there. So yeah, set a bookmark, add a little icon to your phone, just any way that you can quickly access it, because guess what? It updates once a week. It's got good info, as much as we can have on there, as often as possible. But I guarantee you it's going to update once a week. Why? Because every episode appears on that page. And when you set the shortcut, just like go boop, and then it goes boop, and then it goes beep, 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 bloop, 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 and then you end up on the links page, and then on the podcast episode. And then you can listen to it. Or watch it. One of the two. Podketeers.com/links. Set a bookmark. You'll enjoy it. And we'll love you for it. And now, let's get back to the show. That's a lot of rambling for that one.
I mean, it's relatable.
Hey, since we're talking about downtown Disney and the Anaheim area, the art buses are going to be shutting down. I had a note here. March 31st, it looks like they're going to be shutting down. The Anaheim Resort Transportation bus system. Looks like they can't pay for stuff. There's some funding challenges that they're facing. Did you ever use it?
Well,
No.
I mean, if you're, but the thing is, like, yeah, if you parked at Toy Story parking lot,
Yeah.
if you've ever parked at Toy Story parking lot, those
Oh,
are those
yeah.
buses.
Well,
Not just the hotel ones; those are all the art buses.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those buses, in theory, are going away, and so supposedly, I read a couple of things like the city was going to try and maybe buy it or take it over or something, and then that didn't happen. And so the last thing I read was Disney was closely monitoring the situation. So I'm curious what their backup plan is.
Man, I don't know how I feel about Disney closely monitoring the situation, because it obviously it could mean that Disney finds a way to fund them, or maybe they acquire them because the Anaheim Transportation Network itself, which runs the art buses, is just going to cease to exist. Like, it's going to be gone after
Like,
March.
so in the city of Anaheim, there will be no public buses.
This part of the bus
Just the resort area.
Just the resort area.
Not the city buses. Like, those will still exist.
I think it's two separate companies that
Sure.
run. Like, this is more resort and hotel, and then there's like the rest of the stuff.
Right.
So it makes me a little nervous, obviously, because if you've ever parked at Toy Story, it's not a short walk.
No.
Right? It's kind of a stretch. And in the morning, it's not a big deal, right? Because you know, you got your coffee, you're chipper,
right?
You're walking you're going to Disneyland, right? It's like you just won the big game. But at the end of the day, that's a different story. That's especially if you've been on water rides and you're sloshing around. There's no way you're gonna want to walk over there. You're
or in the rain.
Well, it's like, and we're like probably 4 or 5 years away from that new parking garage even, be opening. So there's going to have to be something in the interim. Or Mickey and Friends is going to get real bad. And the Uber line's going to get real bad.
Yeah.
For reals.
Worse than it is now, because it's already really
It's already real bad.
Horrible.
Like, I don't use the Uber line, but I walk past it. And it looks bad. It backed up all the way to the freeway exit and stuff. Sometimes it's bad.
It's all the way by the Mimis. Way out there.
It's California Pizza Kitchen.
It's way out there. Yeah.
It would be I mean, Disney's closely monitoring this. Like, just say if you're gonna save it or not, because that's right before spring break.
Right.
Why would you just pay for it? Because, I mean, that's going to be hurtful. Because not everyone could park
breaking
at
news. Breaking news.
Oh.
KTLA 5. Disney officials say guests will continue to have shuttle services between Toy Story parking lot and the Disneyland Resort as the Anaheim Transportation Network prepares to shut down, blah, 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 blah. Officials did not provide KTLA with details on the transportation plans.
So then they don't have a plan.
What they said, but they will still have shuttle services between the Toy Story parking lot. So there will be something, we don't know what.
They're going to put, new stickers over the buses and call it whatever they want.
They're just going to take the old trams that they don't use for Mickey and Friends anymore, and those will be on the street.
It's funny that you said that, because that was going to be my question to you. I wasn't sure if you knew if the trams are technically considered street legal, because theoretically they could use the tram to go out there. I don't know if the batteries would last that long.
Well, the thing is with those trams is the state of California has a law on how many trailers something can have. So even if the tractor, the engine part could be street legal, I think it could only have up to 2 trailers behind it.
So they're better off running buses like the ones that they're using now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they should extend the monorail out there.
Womp womp. That'll take 20 years.
That's gonna
Maybe if Disneyland Forward ever happens when they do the other stuff, then maybe we'll get some more monorail stuff. But
What's it
monorail. Monorail.
This is where hover cars would be great.
Right. Yeah. Well, I do hope that they find a good way to move people from that parking lot over to the front of the resort, because, like I said, it's a bit of a trek. And even if Disney purchases the buses, or they
hires
like
all the
an
bus
independent
drivers
contractor
or something,
sort of situation, where it's kind of not them running it, they're just kind of contracting them. I think it would be a good thing. Because all the people that are going to be losing their jobs because of this also would have a way to continue working as well, which is also a good thing. So, it like I said earlier, it makes me a little nervous when I hear like they're monitoring the situation, because you never know if it's going to be a positive or a negative thing that they're monitoring.
100%.
Because it could just mean like, we're figuring out how to charge you for this. Right.
Okay. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was trying not to be so cynical about this, thinking we pay, well, not me, but $40 for a parking spot. People pay $40 plus or whatever.
Ones,
How can there not be enough money for this? So sorry.
That's why I was like, I mean, if
I
they're
don't get it.
monitoring the situation, like,
Joshy boy, get on it.
Yeah,
Mr. New CEO.
This is gonna be one of those tests for Josh tomorrow, as far as like how it gets handled. That I think is going to be fairly revealing as to the direction. Because I've been thinking a lot about like what's gonna happen as soon as he steps in. Obviously, a lot of what he wants to do isn't going to immediately be implemented, because things are in motion, right? Like there's things that Bob Iger left up in the air that still have to get completed. He still has to see them through. So I feel like we're not going to start seeing Josh D'Amaro's impact for at least another year to a year and a half. Like 18 months out, we're finally going to start to see some of his initiatives taking shape, So, but I could be wrong. It could be, like I speculated an episode or two ago, I don't know why anybody would want to ruin their legacy, but what if Bob did a lot of that stuff on purpose to bring in Josh on a higher note than Bob Chapek came in on, right?
Is that why he grew that goatee?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a villain era thing. I don't know. It could be, but I guess we'll see very soon, because the changing of the guard is going to be happening within the next month or so.
There was a article that I had researched this after we had talked about it, about people speculating on who is going to take over Josh D'Amaro's current position.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, Heyzen.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking over Parks. I didn't tell you?
Chairman of Parks, Resorts, and Experiences.
I should have told you. Sorry, I thought I shared that news with you.
Oh, okay.
Did they add anybody who they?
This is a Disney tourist blog was the one that had like a big in-depth thing. So there's their speculation. They had top 5 or so. Tom Mazzolum, the current Disneyland president.
Oh, president of Disneyland.
Joe Schott, who is Disney Signature Experiences president. Michael Moriarty, who is the VP and CFO of Disney Experiences. So he's the number 2 to Josh D'Amaro currently. Natasha Raflowski, who is the president of Disneyland Paris. Were they're big contenders. Then they say they have wild cards, which are Ken Potrock, who was formerly president of Disneyland, is now in a new position made for him called Major Events Integration. And then somebody had also thrown out, was it in this one or is it a different one? Tom Staggs.
I don't think
Or no,
Tom Staggs would come
no,
back.
no, sorry, I said the wrong thing. Bruce Vaughn was somebody said like
Imagineer.
right, like in theory, but like he's doing a good job there. I said didn't make the same Tom Staggs. So this was the, I was just trying to find it in here. But those like kind of people's things, like it's we're gonna assume they're gonna move somebody up into it.
Honestly, Bruce Vaughn is not a bad choice, actually, because I understand that he's doing a really good job at Imagineering, but
yeah,
the type of leadership that Imagineering has, I think, is what the parks need to kind of restore what the parks have been in the past. That has been lost in the last like decade or so, right?
Right.
I think Bruce would be a really good, because the first person obviously that I thought is you want somebody with experience in the parks that kind of knows the direction. Right. And the first name that popped into my head was Bob Weiss, who was the former president of Imagineering before Bruce
recently
Vaughn,
retired.
But he retired.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then he's doing some like side projects. He just wrote a
Writing
book.
a book, kid's book.
Yeah, so he's out, but Bruce Vaughn is not a bad choice, actually.
Yeah.
Unless we want to really pay some cash and be like, hey, Mr. Rohde, Mr. Baxter, are either of you available?
Right.
And have them run the parks, because
just
again,
have Tony Baxter, like the oldest man. I love the man, but I think he's enjoying his retirement.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
But like I said, the
Mr. Rohde wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think he would hate it. I don't think there's enough money in the world to make him do that job.
Yeah. I do think that the person that takes the job, the company would benefit a lot from having a much more creative person in that role.
Yeah,
because
somebody connected to Imagineering would be awesome.
Yeah, because it would give the parks a little bit more of a chance of finally getting a little bit more love.
Right.
And some upgrades.
Even though it's like the 60% of their revenue, we're treated like the underlings that we are.
Yeah.
Over here, just wanting to go to Disneyland.
I mean, the good thing is that I think
and
Disney
whatnot.
Plus is finally in a position that it's not in the red.
Sure.
And because it's no longer struggling the way that it was before, I think we have a better chance of level setting again. Because a lot of that money was obviously getting piped into the streaming services, combining them, and then the Hulu purchase and all that stuff. I think we have a better chance of level setting again and getting some love in the parks.
Does that
and I don't mean
Tomorrowland?
Avatar Land. We don't need Avatar. I mean, I know we're getting it at DCA, but you know what I mean. We don't need
Can
more
we
Avatar.
fix Tomorrowland, please?
Tomorrowland.
One day, I'm still holding.
I mean, I think we might have mentioned this before, but like supposedly up until like 2025, there has been people like submitting Tomorrowland like stuff in Imagineering, and they get shot down because it's not that they don't want to do it, it's that they basically the return on investment is redoing this land going to bring any more people to the park.
Yeah.
Just repaint it. I don't know.
There was actually. I'm gonna send you the article. That way you can read it and we can discuss it maybe in next week's episode. But the Wall Street Journal, maybe a week or two ago, maybe it was longer than that, they put out a really great article talking about some of the challenges at Imagineering and how a lot of it has changed due to the capitalistic approach versus the creative approach in the parks, and how a lot of that has, in essence, ruined some of the Disney magic, right, and kind of put us where we are today. I'll send you the article, and that way you can read it, and then we can discuss it, in an upcoming episode. But it was a pretty eye-opening A lot of it I feel like I kind of knew already, or at least like I felt in my gut, and then this kind of just solidified the answer. Like
Sure.
it at least confirms some of the speculation that I had on my side. But yeah, it was a little eye-opening and a little sad all at the same time reading it. But at least it's out in the open, and I think that once it's out in the open, a lot more people hopefully in the Disney company will be open to speaking about it and how to address the challenges in a positive way, so we get cool stuff in the parks, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, speaking of parks, Dinoland over at Walt Disney World officially closed this last week.
Bye.
Yeah. When you went to Disney World, did you ever ride the Dinoland attraction?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one that uses the Indy.
It's the same
system, right?
track
It's the
layout.
Same
track
thing.
layout, right?
Yeah.
How would you I've only seen videos, but from riding it, how would you rate the overall dinosaur scare you out of your knickers experience? Is it like Jurassic Park Universal, or is it like
One.
Nah, this is good.
It's like little
It's a
baby, the least scary thing. I'm like a
Yeah.
big chicken. It was the most boring thing I've ever been on for a ride that is
Yeah.
based on the Indiana Jones thing. It's like, I don't know if like we went on it and it was a bad day, because we won it like a couple of times. At least I did. And it was just like, oh my god, look, there's a dinosaur over there. And then it'd be dark. And I'm like, oh my god, look, there's a dinosaur over there. And then it'd be like more dark. And then like, there
That's
would
not
like
one of ours.
be a dinosaur. And then like you would drive and then it'd be really, really dark. And it was mostly darkness. If
Yeah.
I'm remembering it correctly. There's a lot
Very
of
dark.
darkness.
So you never got chased by an Indominus Rex?
Did not happen. And then they're like, oh no, here he comes. And then like, where you go under the boulder, there's like a dinosaur. And then the tunnel
So-
there, what underneath is like, it's like, woo, loo, 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 loo.
I think I was just okay. So I knew that the ride was very similar to Indy, and when we rode it, I'm like, okay, this is a ride. Okay, cool.
Sure was.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
That was a ride that we rode on.
At any point
Yep.
after the boulder section, did a dinosaur like come out like in a fedora, like just like
And said like,
It could.
tourists,
tourists?
you guys are on your own.
Next. Nothing like that. There wasn't a.
Nope.
I
there
am
was
excited
there
for
was
everybody in Walt Disney World though, because they're gonna get a really sweet ride after that.
This is where the Encanto attraction is gonna go, right?
No, this is where the Indiana Jones attraction
Oh, the
is going
Indiana
to go.
Jones attraction.
Yep.
Right. But it's not gonna use the same vehicles and track. It's gonna be something different. Right?
No, it's a reskin.
Okay.
So they're using the same vehicles and same track,
Which makes
but
sense.
but it's not going to be Temple of Forbidden Eye. It's going to be the Jade Tiger or something like that.
Yeah, something
I think-
different.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it when they released all that.
So it'll just be,
concept
I mean,
art.
it'll probably still be kind of similar because the Tokyo one, the Crystal Skull, is already basically, it's a clone of Temple of Forbidden Eye just with a big skull instead of a Mara. So I can see them doing a lot of the similar things that the
Which
Temple
is
of Forbidden
cool.
Eye does. Like, it's a great ride, but this does give them, because like I think the infrastructure isn't as there for the, I mean, I don't know, a lot of it was just a big black room, so I have no idea
Yeah.
what's there. It gives them more of an opportunity to do some different stuff even with the same track layout.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna make it out to Disney World. But
One of these days, once that opens, Heyzen, we're getting in the car.
I'm gonna.
Road
Road
trip
trip.
across
Road trip.
America. Remember that vacation I said you had to take?
Oh, that
We're all
was
gonna
it.
take
That'll be it.
vacation,
I
and we're
like
gonna
it.
pile in the VW bus, and we're gonna go to Dollywood, and we're gonna go to Disney World, and The biggest ball of twine in Minnesota.
In the words of referee Judge Mills Lane, I'll allow it. I like
We'll
it.
go to Branson.
North Kakalaki?
Yeah, Branson.
What's in
Missouri.
Branson?
I don't know
That's
stuff.
in Missouri? I thought it was in North Carolina for some reason.
No. Branson. That's like a
Branson,
it's like a
Missouri,
big tour. It's like one of those like
tourist trappy things.
it's like a tourist trappy place, but like a
it's
bunch
the
of like
Barstow of Missouri.
like a lot of like old like singers like just have a residency in Branson.
Is there a giant thermometer and like a
Probably.
UFO store with beef jerky?
Probably.
This is gonna be like in The Simpsons, where the boys are driving down, and then Nelson's like, "I need to see this guy," and this old performer's performing, and he's just at the end, like clapping and laughing because he's like, "I'm finally getting to see this person," and everyone else is asleep. That would be us.
I'd be the only one actually watching while all of you are sleeping. That's funny. Let's see. What else was on the list this week? Oh, I had a video that I want to show you. So before I jump into the video, I'm going to hard pivot back to not even Disneyland, because this is actually back to Disney Plus, but great news. The Muppets, people showed up. For the
Yeah.
Muppets.
Yeah.
Sure did.
It looks like there was an article released over, again, on the Walt Disney Company site as part of like a press release. I'm going to read directly from the article here. It says, the recent special event, The Muppet Show, delivered nearly 8 million total viewers, 7.58 million across ABC and Disney Plus through 8 days of multi-platform viewing, underscoring the enduring popularity of the beloved franchise. And the momentum didn't stop there. Fans have spent more than 125 million hours
Yes, we did.
watching the Muppets franchise on Disney Plus, demonstrating deep engagement with Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the entire ensemble. The Muppet Show has also earned critical acclaim. The special is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, boasting a near-perfect 98% tomato meter score. That's awesome.
I'm on on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has a 98% popcorn meter. That's
The audience one?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. It's funny. I started wondering, you know how we were talking about, I think I just moved everything when I sat up on my chair. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast itself, but I know we had the conversation about Bob Iger not being or allegedly not being a huge Muppet fan, right? And so that part of the reason that we didn't get a lot of Muppets was because just it wasn't a thing Bob Iger was into. And I kept wondering, is it just like Bob doesn't like the Muppets, or is it when we were talking about the different characters, and it made me think of Steve Whitmire because we had mentioned him as part of the conversation we were having. And Steve Whitmire, I'm sure that you know a lot more of the details for this, Andrew, and you can fill in some of my blanks here, but Steve Whitmire didn't leave the Disney company on good terms. Like, he was kind of fired for I think it was misconduct or something like that. Do you know the story? Do you know what ended up happening with him?
Yeah, it was like it was basically like he was being a jerk at work. And he was basically like, I am Kermit the Frog. You can't tell me what to do. I'm Kermit the Frog. And they're like, I'll tell you what to do. Hit the road, Jack. That's basically the short and sweet of it. Okay.
So this was in the early 2000s, if I remember correctly, like 2002, 2003-ish or something like that.
No, it was later than that. It was during the Muppets on ABC.
Oh, on ABC. So this was like
2016. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Bob Iger would have been CEO at that point.
Correct.
Right? So do you think that part of the reason he doesn't like the Muppets was because of this weird interaction with Steve Whitmire that kind of soured him to the franchise. Because even if there wasn't stuff before, like the Muppets on ABC was still greenlit, right? Like we got a chance to see it. To this day, I still think it's one of the best Muppet properties that's out there. But do you think that this interaction was one of those things that kind of soured Bob Iger to the Muppets and wanting to like greenlight more content because of what happened with him?
I mean, I don't know how much interaction Steve Whitmire and Bob Iger had in general, because Steve Whitmire was not like in charge of the Muppets. He is a Muppet performer that performed Kermit. Like, he wasn't like the head of anything. So that's like why he was able to like be fired and stuff. Like, there's creative people and all that stuff. He's a Muppet performer. And so I don't know like the ins and the outs of like who the like, you know, head of the Muppets was at the time and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know necessarily if Bob Iger had any interactions with Steve Whitmire to begin with. I mean, I could see if he did, like that being a factor, but I think the bigger thing is just like, Michael Eisner bought the Muppets because he felt bad because
it was the whole like the Muppets in the park thing that never happened, right?
Well, so there was an earlier Muppet deal where Disney was supposed to buy the Muppets, and then a lot of people say Jim Henson got so stressed out trying to sell the Muppets to Disney he died. Like, that's like a lot of people like, and so supposedly this is all conjecture and stuff that I've heard, but Michael Eisner felt so bad that like he is seen as killing Jim Henson that he's like, before I leave, I need to finish at least what I started and buy the Muppets. And then he like bought the Muppets, and then like 5 days later, it's not that quick, I think it was like a couple months or whatever, like they're like, okay, here's Bob Iger, he's in charge now. And then Bob Iger's like, what am I supposed to do with the Muppets? Like, I don't know. Like, there was no deals in play. Like, there was no this. It was just like, you bought them. Okay, bye-bye. Here you go. Like, that was a Michael Eisner, like, thing. So I think it wasn't necessarily more of a, like, the Muppets are bad to work with or whatever. I think he didn't necessarily understand what to do with the Muppets because it was kind of like, he probably already had a plan of like, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do that thing, and we're going to buy Pixar and blah, 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 blah. And Michael Eisner's like, but what about the Muppets? And it's like, here's the Muppets for you. Bye. Gotcha. So we could probably do a whole deep dive. I think at some point we should do a like Disney CEO deep dive on all the like different like ways they've affected the company and things like that, because all of them have their like highs and their lows, and really I think it's a really interesting thing to like see the differences between all of them.
I agree. I think it'd be a good like 3-4 part series.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a part on each of the CEOs. Start with Roy and then go from there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Homework time, everybody.
That I guess that clears up some stuff, because I started wondering if it was just this is how you could tell I've been watching wrestling too long.
Sure.
And why I've always known that wrestling was scripted. Like, I've known from a really young age. I've watched those like Dark Side of the Ring documentaries where they take you behind the scenes and they tell you all the stuff, you know. But this last year, they took it a step further and they released this thing on Netflix called Unscripted, where they really pulled back the curtain. And it kind of ruined a lot of the show, because it made you see the company in a much more like how people kind of politic their way to being into certain positions and stuff. And that mentality, I think, carried on into that conversation about the Muppets and then how Steve and everything, and it made me wonder, like, was this like Bob Iger's way of saying you're not getting the Muppets? I'm gonna make an example out of what happened with
Sure.
Steve, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my head was at the
Sure.
time. So thank you for filling that in.
Yeah, no, hey, but I'm happy to share the little bit of Muppet stuff I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
It helps.
It definitely helps. So speaking of the Muppets, I found this video. Actually, it came up in my FYP, and I thought it was a really fun video. I don't know if you've ever heard this before. Man, I hope we don't get... I don't think we'll get a copyright strike, because I think it's just a...
Is it the Muppets?
It is not the Muppets.
Okay.
But it is... Give me just a second to bring this
It's not that
up
Spanish
here.
video you showed us earlier, right?
Oh, no. This is totally different.
Not that kind.
Espanol.
This is an artist. I believe their name is Amanda Nolan, if I remember correctly. But they released... Okay, here's the link. Here we go. They released this video here where they are singing Rainbow Connection in Japanese. So check this out.
Rainbow Connection from the Muppets movie in Japanese. 空を彩る道の向こうに何があるのかな目には見えても虹は幻儚く消えゆく
This is so good.
人もいるけど本当違うんだいつか見つけるよ虹の架け橋夢を追いながら
Executives,
That was
if you're hearing this,
awesome.
Please continue the Muppet Show. I need more than one episode.
Yes.
Amen.
We agree.
Same.
Preach.
We agree. Yeah, that was fantastic. I was so happy when that came across my FYP. Again, her handle is AMAN. It's Amandum is actually her handle, but I believe her name is Amanda Nolan. If you want to find her over on TikTok is where I found her. There's another cover that she did of Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz, also in Japanese, that I thought was like pretty cool. But you'll find a lot of that stuff on the page. I just thought this was super cool, especially since we had just seen this episode of the Muppets.
Yeah.
So, I'm
it
pretty
a real
sure
thing.
I'm pretty sure that if you're watching the YouTube video and you don't hear any sound, it's because they made me block out the audio, which happens if we're gonna get a copyright strike, mainly because of the music that was playing in the background. But hopefully we don't, and you can hear it. If not, obviously there's gonna be a link you can find. You'll see the handle in the edited video as well, so you can follow them and check out that and some of the other covers, which I thought were pretty fantastic as well. Let's see. I think that was everything we had on our list for today. Oh, actually, we have one more video. This is actually not Muppets or Muppet related, but it is Marvel related.
Nice.
But it's Marvel Sony related, because it's actually from the fine folks that brought us into the Spider-Verse over at Sony. We got our first look at Spider-Noir. Let me bring up the link so we can watch this video as well, because
I'm Nicolas Cage and I'm Spider-Noir, or whatever he sounds like.
Spider-Noir, we're gonna go off
You
the
know it's going to be
Declaration of
entertaining if
Independence.
it's him.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna go find the Declaration of Independence dressed as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All right, let me play
All
this.
right, there's Nicolas Cage. He's got a hat on.
Tell me why.
And he's walking
Got a
down a
fedora on.
row with a bunch of there's like
Catacombs.
cemetery. Oh, swinging Spider-Man with a hat. Some lady. Cigarette. Nicolas Cage. Clock. Prime original. Nicolas Cage in a
cold.
tent. Med tent. Blurry. Face. De-aging. He's in the military. There's a
This
spider.
is also in black and white.
I managed to
Or
B.
grace.
Riley, private
Grace-
investigator.
Or no, never mind. That's dumb. I shouldn't have said that.
Some of the guy from New Girl. Shaking. Gun. Eyeball.
Collage.
Weird man. Lady.
What the hell happened to him?
I beat up some guys in a bar.
Punch. Kick. Drink.
And I got plastered.
You got plaster. Kick. Punch. Clap. Snap. Falling from a building. Explosion. Spider. Camera. Doctors. Karate moves. Drinking. Lady on the stage. The guy from New Girl again.
What are you thinking about over there?
Some lady. A Spider-Man mask.
Crisis, if I'm honest.
Standing on the thing. New Girl guy again. I don't know his name. Punch. Falling from a building. Phone. Piano. Eyeball. Swinging like a Spider-Man. Look at this. Spider-Noir.
awesome.
May 27th. Watching two ways. Black and white or True-Hue full color.
Yeah.
Ooh, black and white.
You can watch both of them.
So
cool.
I thought that was very interesting that they decided to release it in both color and in black and white. Primarily because I think back on Werewolf by Night and just what a fantastic series that was over on Disney Plus. The element of having it in black and white really gave it that like old monster feel, and it was unlike really anything that we had seen from Marvel, especially in the recent past. So it really stood out, and it felt different, and it had a compelling story to it. This is interesting because it has those same elements to it, but I think it's gonna feel different in color. Right, because it's gonna lose a lot of that like old timiness or like what makes it
the mysterious like
the
feel
mysterious
from it.
aspect of it. Yeah, because it feels like an old 30s 40s cop show or cops drama or something like that, detective drama, like old comics or something. I like this. I'm excited for it. I do feel that the colored version is gonna give it a whole new life, you know, that it's gonna be able to live as. And I don't know if there's a reason that they're doing that other than they can.
I think it's probably so like I think there's like still some like stigma when it comes to like black and white. Like I think there's some like mentality when it comes to like producers and things where they're like, well, people don't want to watch stuff in black and white. Like I know you director person think it looks cool, but people don't actually want to watch that. And so I think that's why they're doing it, is to like appease the, like they made some sort of deal where it's like you can do it in black and white if you shoot it in color, so it can be released in color and black and white at the same time. And then maybe this is sort of like a proving ground to see what people choose. Because they did that with Werewolf by Night as well. Like it was shot in color and then was released in black and white, and then they released the color version later.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, that I think it's interesting that they're doing this like initially, that it's just going to be
here you go.
available as both.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. And I understand your argument. I do believe that there could be something to that. I don't know. I like stuff in black and white as long as the story is engaging, right?
100%.
Obviously, with the lack of color, your story has to be stronger in order for people to follow what's happening, because there's no flashy lights or flashy colors on the screen that are gonna distract from the actual storytelling. So I like when you can do that. Something that I learned I think far too late in my photography journey when I was doing a lot more photography stuff is don't turn something black and white or overdo sepia tone just for the sake of using it, right? Like there has to be a function for it. And something like this, like Spider-Noir, obviously is that callback to the pulp detective comics and stuff that used to exist, in the early 1900s. So that's why I think if the story is told well, the black and white will 100% work. And the changing it to color, it's gonna feel like a totally different TV show. Like the story, the dialogue, everything could be the same. I just don't think it's gonna be followed the same way. I could be 100% wrong on that, obviously, but I think the element of color changes the way your brain is going to process the context of what you're watching.
So here's an Esquire article. It kind of the first couple of paragraphs of this addresses what we're talking about. It says the peacock spider is a tiny Australian arachnid whose bristles are mostly shades of gray, but it can also flash a vibrant spectrum of colors to make itself more attractive. The new web-slinging detective series Spider-Noir has the same ability. The Nicolas Cage starring TV show, which will air this spring on MGM Plus and stream on Prime Video, will be presented in black and white. That mimics the monochrome look of the 1940s crime classic, but also be shown in a version that looks more like the colorful panels of the Marvel comics that serve as its inspiration. For this exclusive first look at the show, Esquire is also displaying both formats at once. In this story, they're talking about the story. Display full color version to speak to the showrunners and blah, blah, blah. Both formats were created so that the viewers could choose their own preference. Quote, the truth is they both work and they're beautiful for different reasons, Nicolas Cage tells us. The colors appear super saturated and gorgeous. I think teenage viewers will appreciate the color, but I also want them to have the option if they want to experience the concept in black and white. Maybe that would instill some interest in them to look at earlier movies and enjoy them as an art form as well.
I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that clears up the other thing that I was speculating, and I don't know a lot about Spider-Noir as a character, so I was wondering if the reason they did it is because of the duality of the character or something like that. I guess it's kind of the duality of the spider itself, right? That it appears gray or can appear with the spectrum of color that you were talking about. I do like that. I think... stuff in black and white I do think is a little bit of a lost art form. I just keep thinking about a lot of the shows that I used to watch when I was younger, especially like later, because we didn't have cable growing up, so I had to watch a lot of like free TV. And so watching stuff like I Love Lucy and the Munsters, and, all these shows that were always in black and white. I remember when I finally saw a lot of them in color because either they remade them. I personally felt like they lost a lot of the charm of the shows, like the old Addams Family TV show. All that stuff was always in black and white. So the Twilight Zone, also a show I loved watching as well. And, talk about a show that relies a lot on storytelling. Not just storytelling in general, but a way to get messages out into the public without people realizing that they were being taught these lessons or that certain messages were getting thrown out there. That's a whole other conversation I think we can have about why Cy Sterling started doing the Twilight Zone and how we got... It's an interesting conversation. Anyway. I like the fact that it's going to be in black and white. I think they should have waited for the color one, like they did with Werewolf by Night, to get more people to watch it this way.
Yeah. It's the article, I just kept reading more, and it talks about it more. It says, showrunner says he hopes it feels like a relic from another time. Even the color version doesn't look precisely modern. quote, "It looks like a black and white film that's been kind of colorized." He said that was one of the inspirations for how to do it. He said rather than record the series in monochrome and paint in the color, they captured cameras captured digital footage that was split and processed in 2 different formats to keep it in layman's terms. And they adjusted dials to create something that had every color of the rainbow but feel something bygone. The results of each changed the vibe of the show, with the color version veering more towards a lighthearted comic strip crime caper of Dick Tracy, while the black and white conjures the sinister or moral abyss of the novels of Raymond Chandler. The spider-noir even came up with a Technicolor style branding, True-Hue. There's even a font for it. Let's say they made a little logo and everything.
I was gonna say it's very reminiscent of Technicolor.
Yeah.
Because I did see that there was a couple of shots of Nicolas Cage right before, like right here. I'll actually bring up the True-Hue thing real quick, just so we can see it, because you can tell, the coloring does look like old coloring, right? It does
and
have
it's like
that
grainy,
Technicolor
and they
hue.
put all that stuff. Yeah,
right. And then there's the shot of Nicolas Cage right after this. It does have that graininess to it, so I'm excited for this. I just wish that they waited on the black and white version.
Yeah.
But
Well, we'll see. Also, I wanted to bring up what I was just saying. The guy from New Girl, Lamorne Morris, is who I was talking about. I just could not remember his name. Yeah, Winston. Well, which Winston? You have to, because remember, they're both there. Aren't they both named Winston or something? Isn't that the thing in New Girl?
Who?
And the other guy.
Coach?
No.
Oh,
Schmidt or whatever.
Schmidt
Yeah,
is Winston.
they're
Yeah,
both
yeah.
Winston.
Schmidt, yeah. Schmidt is Winston as well.
Winston
I was
Smith
thinking
and
Coach. I was like,
Winston
no, he
Bishop.
Took over, so it had Schmidt. All right. I think that's
Anyway,
it.
Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man.
And he's gonna go find the Declaration of Independence.
Spider-Man's got to find the Declaration of Independence.
Once
And I have
everyone
to take off a
remembers who he
guy's
is.
face and put it on my face.
That way they know who he is.
All I know is we're getting more memes, so hey.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's going to look cool. I
Yeah.
think that'll be cool.
When is this releasing again? May 27th.
Yep.
Yeah.
On Prime or MGM Plus, if any lunatics out there have MGM Plus. I don't know if a single person has that, but okay. Sorry to call you a lunatic out there, but hey, call me out. I don't care.
Yeah. I think the majority of people will end up watching it on
Prime. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or other means. I mean, not that I
Yeah,
condone any
other means that
but
we're not,
other
you
means,
know.
I guess.
Sure.
So, anyway, that's it. That's where we're gonna wrap it up. Andrew,
Yep.
show us your shirt.
Oh, yeah. This is an old one. Melissa should recognize this one. I wore this was one of my going to Disneyland all the time shirts. I got Grumpy. I've had this one for forever. It's one of the ones I'm not going to spin around, where it's like Grumpy's butt is out the back with his feet hanging out, and it says Grumpy on the bottom.
He's got something in his eye. Check his eye.
I poked him. I went, eh,
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. So it's Grumpy. This one I think I probably bought around 2014, 2013, something like that. It's a pretty good condition for a shirt of this. Only got one little hole, and it was already like weathered to begin with. So it was one of those like vintage looking shirts.
And now it's even more weathered.
And now it's even more
So now
vintage.
it's more vintage.
It's 14 years old.
Andrew Noir.
Andrew, we should do an episode in black and white. Halloween, let's do a black and white episode.
I'm for it.
That would be
This is gonna
fun.
have to be added to the technology of the technology list of episode types that we want to do, because at some point I still want to do an all Muppet episode or puppet episode where each of us
we
is
just
a
gotta
puppet
get puppets.
representation. That's the hard part.
Right.
I want to do another one where there's like a digital avatar version of us.
Like Max Headroom or something, or
No, kind of like a cartoon
oh, okay.
that that is just sitting in our place basically, and that's what's talking the whole time.
Like a
Like The
Snapchat
Simpsons.
filter or like your iPhone
similar
like
to
thing,
that.
but
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
that would be
little
cool.
avatars of the iPhone
Yeah.
or like a Samsung
Yeah.
phone or something. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. And then obviously now this black
Now
and
I got
white.
a black
one
and white.
for-
I want to get a soundboard so I could do
Halloween.
like thunder and lightning and stuff. Yeah, and wolves and things.
That'd be fun.
Creaky door.
I like it. All right, that's it. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.